Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Police are empowered to break up crowds. They have the same fine mechanism as disturbing the peace.
Fargo's mayor says those who violate social distancing rules can face consequences. This comes as the city expects a surge in cases of COVID-19 within the next few weeks. Valley News Team's Joshua Pagero has our story.
Cass and Clay officials discussed the progress they're making in slowing the spread of the coronavirus. One recent decision to put a dent on the disease was shutting down playgrounds in Fargo, days later than the city of Grand Forks. Mayor Tim Mahoney says the weather warming up was a factor in that decision.
The parks are difficult because when you take your children out for a walk or go somewhere with the children, it's awful hard to go to playgrounds and not have the kids want to jump on them. So that's a really challenge for many places. Some places have even taken their equipment out.
This is just one of the signs that you'll find scattered throughout Fargo parks, warning the public that they are closed. But if you violate that, be warned, you can face a fine.
It could be a fine of up to $1,000. Your bail is $200 if you're given a ticket at the time. So I'm happy to hear that our police have not had to give a ticket for this so far.
The Fargo Police Department sent out a tweet that officers would be enforcing the closures. Cases of COVID-19 are rising in Cass County as the county leads the state. Yet Mayor Mahoney says there needs to be some perspective added since Fargo is the state's largest city.
You probably will have 5 to 10 every day until this thing starts to go away.
Mahoney says several models are guiding his policy decisions on social distancing.
People are asking when you get businesses going again, and we want to make absolutely sure we've gone through the peak and are on the downhill slide before we get too aggressive on releasing some of those restrictions.
The mayor says he can't predict when this will be over, but he expects people to wear face masks for the next month. In Fargo, Joshua Pagero, Valley News Live.
And Mayor Mahoney says that he expects when restaurants open back up that employees will be wearing masks and gloves and tables will be spread out.
We're extending those business closures for 10 days. That takes us through April 30th.
North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum says the state is on the right track with stopping the spread of coronavirus, but not far enough to reopen businesses in the state. The governor says he's pleased with progress, adding that the business closure will remain in place for another 10 days. It's something that he's discussed with lawmakers, North Dakota's mayors, and healthcare system officials. Meanwhile, North Dakota has had its largest single-day increase in coronavirus cases. The state health department saying that there are 24 new cases, bringing the total to 365. The death toll in North Dakota has not changed. It remains at 9. Health officials say there are 36 coronavirus patients who are in the hospital at this time. 142 people have recovered from the virus. Many of the new cases are in Cass and Grand Forks counties. A manufacturing plant in the Northern Valley has shut down for cleaning after a number of its employees tested positive for COVID-19. A spokesperson for the city of Grand Forks says production at the LM Wind Power Plant has stopped. The exact number of cases isn't being released at this point. And we're also hearing that Sanford Hospital in Fargo now has 19 employees who have tested positive for coronavirus. 10 people are currently hospitalized with the virus at Sanford. Sanford added at a city news conference this morning that most of the new cases are people who got it from someone who tested positive. Non-essential businesses in Minnesota are bombarding Governor Tim Walz's administration with requests to open their doors again as a stay-at-home order continues because of the pandemic. The governor recently extended that order until at least May 4th, but says his administration will look at exemptions for more businesses over the coming weeks. Meanwhile, Minnesota's death toll is still on the rise. 8 more fatalities have been reported, bringing the total to 87. State health officials are reporting a total now of 1,809 cases. 197 are people in the hospital, 93 in ICU. 970 people are listed as recovered. Nearly 24 local elected officials are calling on Minnesota's governor to suspend rent and mortgage payments and stop commercial property evictions during the pandemic. The officials say mass displacement, home foreclosures, and the shuttering of businesses are imminent unless aggressive measures are taken immediately. The governor issued an executive order last month to prevent residential evictions, but it doesn't relieve a tenant's obligation to pay rent. The budget axe is falling at MSU Moorhead, and dozens of employees and more than 100 students will feel the pain. University officials are trying to remedy a $6 million budget shortfall by 2022. 66 faculty members, staff, and administrative positions are being cut. School officials say some of that will come from not filling vacancies and through early retirement incentives. The cuts will also mean the elimination or suspension of 10 programs, including advertising, public relations, international studies, and theater arts, among others. That'll impact about 175 students. MSUM officials say while the coronavirus pandemic has presented some new challenges for the school, these cuts are not a direct result of the governor's stay-at-home order. And we'll have more on this story for you on the VNL News app. From what I've been hearing, there are warmer temps down the road. The challenge, however, for all of us is getting there. Certainly not much to cheer about today. Let's take you to Hutch's home for a first look at the Wednesday night weather planner.
Thanks so much, Mike. I got to tell you, more of the same. We've really, if anything, have only noticed modest improvement. And these little blue dots are fast-moving, briefly heavy showers of snow, convective in nature. Convective meaning we get that hot air rising when cold air aloft moves in over the top of it. We even have some near Crookston and Grand Forks at this hour, so something we've become accustomed to. Here's a great look at the Red River in the FM area, and a flag flying in the breeze that has been from the northwest for the past several days, keeping us on the cool side. Temperatures tonight will be in the mid-20s by the time we get to bedtime. The wind decreases, so do the clouds and snow showers, Mike. More of the same up north with temperatures sneaking into the teens after the 10 o'clock hour. Coming up here in a bit, I wish I could say the warm-up happens faster, but we are getting closer to the warm weather. An update here in just a couple moments.
All right, we'll look forward to that. Thanks. A section of Interstate 29 that was shut down because of floodwater over the road is now back open. It's the northbound and southbound lanes between the Manville and Grafton exits. Now, keep in mind, there's still water on the southbound lanes of I-29. That's about 20 miles north of Grand Forks. Traffic is down to one lane in that area, and speeds are being reduced. There's new information tonight on that deadly house fire in Grand Forks. Police have now identified the victim as 63-year-old Charles Currier. His body was found last night in his trailer at 2461 Estabrook Drive in Grand Forks. Investigators say it looks like the fire happened sometime over the past few days. They say there's no evidence of foul play at this time, and they are asking anyone with information to contact them. Police in a northern Minnesota city are getting a little tougher on stay-at-home rules. They're enforcing an overnight curfew to cut down on a spike in property crimes. It's happening in Bagley and will be in place until at least May 10th. The curfew is from 10 p.m. at night to 5:30 in the morning every day, including weekends. Obvious exceptions include emergency responders, healthcare providers, military members, and utility workers. 6 people are in jail after a drug raid in Rolette County. Investigators searched 2 homes and several sheds yesterday morning near Rolla and found prescription drugs, illegal guns, and equipment for drug dealing. Charges were expected today. A lot of people are stuck at home because of the coronavirus. So how about some spring cleaning? The story later on Valley News Live at 6.
I'll look at our time lapse out to the east as these fast-moving shots of snow passed over the valley. Your forecast does warm up. I'll have the details on exactly when it gets here next.